So we're going to talk about investing my style. It's very subjective, but we're going to go with it. Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. If you're new, make sure you have subscribed, hit the bell button and leave a like. We're going to talk about the how to invest, what to invest in, and when you should be doing it, crypto mobster style, okay? I know a lot of my stuff is under a paywall in terms of my actual holds because I don't want to influence you. I don't want to change your narrative on an investment because of my opinion. That is big boy stuff, big girl stuff in terms of that. Put your pants on sort of thing. If you can handle it, you can take it, because a lot of people are influenced by other people and they think that they can come into my channel and think I'll be a yes man and do what you want me to say or do or whatever, right? That's not how it goes. But let's talk about three things: the how, the what, and the when. How to invest. It's simple. Have capital you can afford to lose. Have at least 6 to 9 months, at least, money aside for emergency funds. Pay off your bills and shit like that, and then you can invest for your money and then enjoy that without crying at night. Basically, simple as that. This market is volatile. If you've never witnessed a crash, stand by, because if that's money that you can't afford to lose, it's the worst feeling in the world. It really is. And I've been there before in 2016. When I was new, it was very, very new. And that was a pretty turmoily run. Anyways, when you've got that, in terms of the how, you need to also invest, in my opinion, on safe exchanges. If you go to my link tree, there's a few safe ones there. Don't go down the back alleys. Don't go onto some random crap because some influencer said something. And at the end, I'm going to talk and have a bit of a rant about influencers if you want to stick around. Now, that is a simple sign of how. Use a safe exchange, use money you can afford to lose, and also look to invest in a ledger, at least. Something of that capability. Cold storage. I know it's expensive using the Ethereum chain. Sorry guys, but make sure you do. Now, I want to talk about, obviously, my tweet yesterday about mental health. As you know, I've had a pretty rough year this year. But I want to say this as well. Thank you for the support. But one thing I will say, if you're struggling with any sort of depression or mental health illness, don't look at financial gain as a way out, because it really isn't, because you could get even worse if it goes wrong. Most influencers don't care about your money position. Why should they? They're not going to ask you. They're just going to give you a call. Half the time, those calls, they don't even own them. But I'll talk about that at the end. Now, the what. More about me now. What do I invest in? Well, I invest in ecosystems. Network effect. Metcalfe's law, as they call it. This is simple. You will know in a bear market what looks good and what doesn't look good. Good coins. So you look at here, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Binance, Solana. You can even argue Cardano, Polkadot, Avalanche, Luna, Crypto.com, Matic potentially, Algo, Chainlink potentially, Mana. All these coins are ecosystems. They will enable builders, developers, structure built on it. That will enable growth, transactions, right? You noticed I ignored a few stuff there. Why? Because the likes of Shiba and Dogecoin don't, right? Bitcoin's an exception because it is a whole ecosystem of the price metric, right? It's the store of value, right? So when we talk about what to buy and when to research and what to research, it's important within your research to establish, is it a shit coin or is it useful? Useful would indicate a utility. Fee structure, potentially one of them. All kinds of stuff in terms of governance, another thing as well. Good tokenomics, inflation rates, deflationary, all that kind of stuff that enables it to work and be utilized should be a tick in the box, right? Look for an ecosystem. You all know I love Polkadot. In terms of that ecosystem, check it out. Understand why I like it, why it works, and why it could survive for a long time. So when we talk about that, it's good to know, because when you do start looking into a bear market and looking into what is kind of surviving, a lot of this will change, and it's up to you what you want to do. The best thing to do, go into cryptocurrencies on CoinMarketCap, go to the history and look what changes. Every single time it changes, it goes nuts. So think now, 3 months time, there might be a new top 10. In 6 months time, there might be a totally new top 50. New coins will come, crap coins will go. It's kind of how it works, right? So with me, I talk a lot about survival. That is a fact. not subjective, it's a fact. You want to survive. You want to take profit. You want to then reinvest into good projects that will survive. That's the element to it. Now, another thing on the what section is, what holdings do you have? How many do you have? Why do you have them? All these questions are relevant, but what I will say about this is the what side of it. What do you want? Do you want to make a lot of money? Or do you want to keep some money? Or do you just want to survive? I'm a bit on the fence. I would rather make money slowly, but also survive, where some people just want to make loads of money and sometimes figure out how to take profits or capture a rug pull. That can happen. So with me, what is my adequate holding point? I only keep an eye on 8 things: Bitcoin, stables, and up to six altcoins. And people will be like, what? Because I believe in a metric and a term called quality. And I want lots of quantity of those quality coins. So as you know, my holdings, I think the quality, I think they'll survive. I think they'll grow. Some I will sell. Some I will sell a bit of. Some I'll sell all of it. It just doesn't matter, realistically. But maybe I might rebuy them because they'll survive in the bear market. I might get a better opportunity. I might be able to make money again because I know they're good. I know the team's good. I know they've got real partnerships. I know they've got a good roadmap. I know they've got a good utility. I know they are working towards surviving and being here for a long, long time. Most of the coins on here, by the way, just to give you a pointer, if you put in Doge or something, half of them are crap. And we're looking at the top left-hand corner here in a minute as well. 15,073 coins are alive and well right now. Look at all these new ones just coming in from Doge. Utter guff, right? All these, I reckon at least 14,500 coins will probably not survive in the future. They'll just go away. And then they'll come back again. Some of them will come back. So when we talk about quality or quantity, we want to keep it simple. I want fewer assets, but I want a lot of them. Okay, so I've got 0 to 100%. A lot of people will message me and go, well, why don't you just buy 50 different assets and just put like a tiny amount in? Well, if one bangs, you're going to feel like crap anyways. And if 2, you're not going to make much money anyways, because realistically, your risk appetite is too low. I would rather have like, say, 10% in one asset that is, I think, good. That could make me a substantial amount of money. It's about quality first. Having the quality and then adding to the quantity of it. Keep it simple, right? Now, let's talk about the when. When no one is looking, when no one is talking about things. Now, I mentioned yesterday, and I mentioned it this morning on my Twitter, make sure you do follow me, I bought Luxo. Why? You're probably asking. Well, it was $41 not too long ago. Why is that important? Well, there was a mainnet delay. Now no one's talking about it. Now that the heat is off it, I will then make my move. It could go lower. Mainnet is coming next year, but this is a monster industry that they are looking to get a part of, a $1 trillion industry. Digital elements, digital goods, NFTs, all kinds of good stuff. It's an incubator, it's an ecosystem. That word again, ecosystem. Huge partnerships, right? Great team. Yeah, why not? What's not to like about this? So that's why I bought it. As I've said before in the past, most of my holdings are in a paywall because I don't want to influence your decision, right? But that's my personal decision. I only show my investments. If they're not my investments, I say, and then people go, why are you covering that coin? You don't even hold it. Well, why not? It's content, right? So realistically, that is why I bought it. This is down massively from its all-time high. Nothing's changed. It's just been a delay, which is fine. Delays happen all the time. That is the element to it. When the influencers, here we go. Now we're talking about when. When influencers are talking about coins at the height, i.e., basically, let's be honest here, when everyone's talking about it, the noise gets louder. In a bull market, they want to make more money, more greed. In a greed, it's feeding on you as well. They will tell you to buy when it's at the top. I've seen it loads of times. They'll tell you to buy it when it's at the absolute overextended element of it, basically. And it rejects. It comes down in price. And it hurts. Most influencers don't care about your money position. Most influencers that do calls on Twitter or YouTube don't actually hold the asset. Go through, look at a few channels and see how many coins they've covered in the last, 50 days or even on tweets. you're going to be talking 100, 200. They've managed to call the bottom every time. They managed to sell the top every time. Funny that. That's how they grow. It's feeding on the inner greed, right? They will become obsolete. When we talk about timing, those gem hunters will go. Those influencers will go. They'll vanish. They'll go very, very sheepish because they've lost a lot of money, or they've lost people a lot of money because of their naive calls, essentially, right? Because they've been paid for it, essentially. So when we talk about when you should be investing for the best optimum prices, is obviously the bear market, right? That's simple. That's very, very simple. But you should be looking when they're over kind of stretched, keep an eye on it and go, oh, it's going to come down soon. And then you wait for it. You wait for it to then become undervalued or hit a certain point or a price level, which is why I invest in Luxo. Yes, I admit it could go lower, but the hype will return, and it was $41 not too long ago when that hype was there. Guess what? Mainnet, utility, tokens using it, good tokenomics, good team. Chances are it'll probably be higher than 274 million market cap at one point in the future. That's my punt, right? That's kind of why I'm an investor in it. So overall, let's just keep it simple, right? Why it's so important, because in terms of the how, you should have the money to invest. In terms of the what, you should be investing in assets that are good, that are quality, have a good utility, and most importantly, will potentially survive in a bear market. And then you got the when. The when is when they're undervalued, when no one talks about it. It's very, very important. Too many people talk about diamond hands. Too many people talk about it. I could easily do a case study and show you all the coins that died in 2017, 2018. Diamond hand those. You're not going to be able to do it. So make sure you remember simple stuff like this. Keep it simple. At the end of the day, most people don't care about your financial position. Most people, especially gem hunters, do not hold the coins that they're talking about. They definitely don't. Until you can see it in a portfolio and they show their orders, well, that'll never happen. But you get the picture, right? Keep it simple. Anyways, enjoy.